Hi everybody, D1DLC, Nat and Jordo here today. We're going to be talking to you about a game we've both had a chance to play called Farming Simulator.
Farming Sim 2019.
Yeah, latest one, which came out earlier this month, I think the beginning of December, which was very cool. Got to get our hands on it a little bit early.
Yeah, so I jumped in. I did all the tutorials. What about you?
Yeah, so I did all the tutorials and I started playing through like the first map that you get where you get like a bit of extra resources compared to some of the other difficulties where they're like, nah, start with nothing, scrub, like massive debt, just like a real farmer.
Yeah, exactly. I was actually same thing, but I actually chose that one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I did see the options to go in with a little bit of money and a couple of machines, but I decided to just start with nothing, and it's very hard.
Yeah, it's really interesting as a game because I was talking to Ben about this the other day. I feel like most management style sim games I play, you get like immediate feedback. Like, so if I play like 2 Point Hospital, like if I'm not doing well, people die, like I bleed money, like everything's just going wrong straight away. Whether with this, it's like a kind of a slow burn.
Oh, it definitely is, because you need to sow and you need to plant, and then it needs to grow, and then it might get a plant, like a herbicide issue or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. And I think that I'm very fixated on needing feedback systems. Like, I'm worried that I'm always making the wrong decision.
Yeah, well, actually, I made the wrong decision when buying machinery because I bought something that I totally didn't need. I bought like a cotton picker, and I was growing barley. And I'm like, no! And yeah,
I was really super lucky. I did a stream early on when I got the game, and this amazing streamer that does a lot of stuff on Mixer, Lobster, he jumped in to chat with a few of his mates, and they were like, oh, you've got to do this, and you've got to do this, and try this, and don't forget this. And it probably one of my frustrations with the game is that I didn't get immediate feedback, and people did provide that for me, which is really, really good. So I was doing something, they're like, no, don't do that yet, do this, and which was it was good to have that support.
So I do have to say that the whole tutorial thing was actually really good to teach you absolutely everything you need to know how to join up the weights, to join up whatever you want to drag behind you, the buttons to lower, raise them, expand them, and everything like that. And I got to say, it's that they teach you that well that even my son at 10 was giving it a go.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I had so much trouble with the forestry. I don't know if you got to the last
the chainsaw
one.
stuff?
Yeah. So
that.
I was fine cutting down the tree, but getting the thing where you use it like the claw grabber from the arcade games, to pick up the log and load it. I was so bad at that.
I love that part. So for instance, you're on the back of this trailer, which you need to use the claw to grab the timber or wood to bring it on. So you're using your mouse, and basically you've got the articulation of the arm, you've got in, out, and you've got the claw, which can also do this. So moving the mouse forwards and backwards does one, left and right does the other, holding the button and then turning it one way will do another. So there's like 10 different things to do with the mouse.
I decided not to opt into forestry just while I got the handle of everything else.
I did picking up the chainsaw and then the angles and cutting the wedges out and making the tree drop across the road, so all the cars stopped, and then they're beeping you, and you got to cut it up quickly and drag it off the road.
Did you get any pets or animals or anything?
I didn't get that far. No, did you?
The first thing I did was, as soon as I knew you could get a dog, I got a dog.
Yep. Okay. And the dog's name is
Bilbo Barkins.
Bilbo Barkins. Oh, that's awesome.
That was known by somebody in my stream, so that was good.
That's wicked. So Farming Sim 19 was released on PC.
Yeah, PC. It's also out on console as well, so I think PS4 and Xbox
picked it up. Yeah. Did you find, would you find that it might be easier on console versus PC?
Well, I think the biggest thing that I would recommend for anybody playing on PC is plugging in a controller.
Yeah,
because I found the inputs a lot easier with a controller.
Okay.
And saying that, I saw online a few people that are playing this, and that, you know, I call it like your life game. So like the people that got into WoW and played WoW for like 40, 60, 80 hours a week. This is one of those games where people just spend their whole lives, like lifetime outside of work and family, playing it.
Growing the farm.
So some people have got a full like tractor setup. So they've got like steering wheel, they've got like gear shift, they've got like one person I saw had 3 monitors kind of set up like you'd see in the cockpit
like
of a tractor. It was so cool.
Yeah,
like,
I have seen that. Yeah, you can buy them. I think like JB Hi-Fi or something had a. So you've got all your switches and your dials to raise and lower and expand. And all that.
That was really good. I think another big thing about Farming Simulator is that because I had it really early, I think a big component of the game is the mods that come out for it.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, so the game starts kind of bare bones when you first get it, like you've got all your stock standard stuff.
Sure.
But the community modding and the modding that Giants do is incredible. Yeah, right. So like it really starts to build momentum. So now you're starting to see more maps, more equipment, you know, just more quality of life mods. So one that the guys kept telling me about, as soon as it comes out I'm going to grab it, there's a GPS mod that has been in previous versions of the game, so it helps you drive straight.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because my driving is horrific in Farming Simulator.
Right.
So I was having to go over the land quite a lot, repeated times, just to catch little bits that I'd missed. So
that's awesome. I have talked to a GPS tester for tractors, right? So for out north, and they basically sell GPS systems. This is for real, for tractors. And depending on how much you pay, depends on how precise they are.
That's amazing.
So you can say, I want a GPS system for my tractor, and I'll pay, $90,000 or whatever. But it only has, it can do with up to about a meter, in or out of your boundaries.
That is incredible.
But if you pay $150, it can be up to 2 centimeters exactly where the crops are.
So I just assumed it was something they did for quality of life in the game, but it's it's something in real life. That's
actually
awesome.
For real, yeah.
That's really incredible.
So one thing that I would love to have seen in there, and I'm sure there will be a mod for it, is like motorbikes or quad bikes.
Oh yeah, bikes, I'm sure that there will be.
Yeah, just because like when you first get in, and then you've got to like walk everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is gonna take forever.
Oh, did you toggle between equipment?
No.
So there's a button you can press so you can toggle between your different vehicles.
No.
So you have to walk between them.
Walking everywhere. Walking Farming Sim 19.
I probably wouldn't have known that, remembered that without, because it was in the tutorial, but I wouldn't have remembered that if I didn't have people pointing it out. So that's what I mean. I was talking to the guys a little bit about how some of the people that play this as their main game, they'll treat it like real life. So this one guy that was watching my stream was saying, I was ending my stream, and he said, oh, you're not going to clean your equipment? I'm like, wait, what?
Clean your equipment?
Yeah, so you can get a power water sprayer, so you can spray off all your equipment, and you've got to, there was stuff that later in the game, early on, you don't have to do it straight away, but go and fuel up all your tractors and stuff. Make sure they've got fuel in them, and
it's
maintenance and stuff.
Style, isn't it?
Yeah, one of my favorite things about the game was the economy to it. So I don't know if you played it enough, but
the selling and buying.
So if you're selling all your wheat at the same place, it's gonna dip the price because there's too much supply. So that's why you've got to rotate your crops, otherwise you're gonna end up not getting your best prices. And that affected multiplayer as well. So if you did get onto a multiplayer map, you're working with other people, there'd be a lot of collaboration of, okay, well, if you have cows, I'm going to have chickens, and then you can have horses, and then I'm going to do more wheat if you do more cotton, and that kind of thing. So that kind of collaborative thing on game servers was really cool to see as well.
Sounds like you rate the game.
Yeah, well, for me, I still really struggle with that, not having that immediate feedback. Not some big thing coming down saying, no, don't do that, it's a bad choice. Which meant my first run at the game, I just was in this slow decline of just bleeding money, because I was like, oh, well, I need this equipment now, so I'll go and buy it, and then I'm in massive debt, and then I'm not making enough to recoup. yeah, I just needed, you know, my own like game coach just behind me, just being like, oh, you know, if you want to optimize, you should do this, you do this. But that's part of learning and playing the game.
Choices, life choices.
Yeah, which if anybody knows me, like I'm terrible at making decisions in games. So that was probably the big thing for me, and the reason why I haven't gotten into it as heavily as I would have liked, because of that. And that's a personal thing. That's not a pick on the game. It's a good game. The only negative I'd say to it is that it was a little bit glitchy, and I did see some funny things. Like, I play with my dog a lot. Right. So you can throw a ball for the dog to go fetch the ball. You throw the ball, sometimes the dog would go get it and the ball would disappear.
Oh,
you know, or
that's just teasing.
Somebody had this issue where all their cows disappeared. They had like a full pasture of cows, and all their cows disappeared. UFOs. Fully. So they just restarted the game, and the cows are back again. But there's some things like that which they iron out. Their Giants are really dedicated to continually patching and improving, and as I mentioned, the mods. So they've already got, I think, 2 or 3 approved maps out there, and that's just going to be growing and growing and growing until the next release. So it's biannual as well. Wow. So they just support it all the way through.
That is awesome. Well done. Yeah.
Very good work on Giants, and this is one of the most fleshed out managements in games I've played in a long time, as far as the depth to it. So if you love like spreadsheets and management and getting your teeth into that stuff, this is definitely something I'd get.
That wraps it up pretty good, I reckon.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I will definitely I will go back to it, but it's not one of the games that I can spend a lot of time on, because I love my shooting games and that type of thing. But I will always come back to it for that mindful gaming part of it. So the quiet time. Yeah. But there you go, guys. Thank you for tuning in. This is Nat. I am Jordo, and you just found out about Farming Sim 2019. We'll catch you on the next episode. Thank you.
Ciao.